Hey guys, how's it going? It is the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming out with a Pokemon sales data video. You guys saved the best for last. I am sorry for my last video. I just had to do it. Again, trying to launch a third company, and I do what I have to do to gain an audience. So here we go. Moving on. Charizard from Skyridge set, Reverse Holo PSA 9, sold for $1,200. Gives great hope to me because I have mine set up for $1,375. Moving on, we have a Pikachu First Edition PSA 9, sold from Neo Genesis, sold for $317. Speaking of my stuff, I had a message for my Dark Charizard First Edition PSA 10 from the Rocket set. Now, mine right now is the cheapest on eBay at $3,500. Someone said, what's the best you take for this? I said, I'd really like to take, or I'd like to have, I'd like to net $3,000. So, you know, this guy, he messaged me, he was direct, like, I'll let it go for $3,300 for you. You know, I fixed it, so it wasn't just $3,500. Now it's $3,500 the best offer. But honestly, now, there's three things, but just 3 cards I sent to California in one package. This guy Demetrios that I do a lot of business with cost me $70 because the mailer was like $2 and whatever cents, and something California was legit, was whatever, and the insurance on it for $4,000, like it came out to $70, and I was doing so much stuff. I had so much shit going on in my other business. The lady said, I can save you $40. You just need to fill out this, put it in a new package. Like, listen, like, I 100% understand that you're trying to save me money. Like, just, I get it. Like, I'll pay the extra $40. I have to go because I was trying to work out 2 deals. I was on the phone with, I couldn't go to work today because the roads were flooded. It was very raining very bad in Long Island. So I couldn't, trying to work from home. I was trying to do 6 different things. But I'm just letting you guys know, from New York to California, it is a lot of freaking money to send stuff. And I'm just not going to send it. People that have already bought from me, I will continue to sell from them, but I can't do that every day. Like, the only reason I did that is because, okay, it's a $4,000 ticket, but for someone that's not as established, like, I'm not like an SM Pratt. Speaking of SM Pratt, did he mention something about Lapras First Edition PSA 9? Because I told you guys I got so many offers the other day for my Lapras, which I haven't really seen go above like 280. And then I see one today, Lapras First Edition PSA 9, top 5 bids were 310, 350. Now the 350 had 0 feedback, so man. Then at 365, 380, and 385 was a winner. So I'm gonna put mine up for 400 or best offer, or I'm just gonna put it up for 400. Like, fuck, like, I have to see which other ones are on there right now, because these Lapras have been making moves. They have been making. So I don't know what's going on with that, where someone is just hyping it up or whatever. I am here for it. I have 2 more left. I'm gonna upload one as soon as I'm done with this. So fucking tired. Snorlax First Edition PSA 8 from the Jungle set. This was interesting because the top 6 bids, we have 301, 306, 311. Now the 9s are selling between $400 and $500. The fact that an 8 is getting 301, 306, 311, 316 was the 3rd bid, but that had 0 feedback. So, take what you will. There's 3 behind it and 2 above it, 341 and 346. So sold for 346, and similar to the Lapras here, we don't have a lot of PSA 10s. We have 68 PSA 10s, and we have 410 PSA 9s. Now, a lot of these PSA 9s, again, similar to Lapras, probably be rated over and over to try to get that 10. And there's only 191 8s. So I don't know if this is really worth it for an 8. Like, 346, like, a Snorlax First Edition PSA 8 is getting almost as much as a Lapras First Edition PSA 9. Now, the Lapras First Edition PSA 9, this is a record price point that we haven't seen. It jumped up like $100. So, again, mine was sold for $320 or $330. So it jumped up $55. But before that $330, I think that was a record price point. Because the last like 10 were in the 200s, $250. So maybe that's just happening. Fossil and Jungle, because base set blew up. Maybe Fossil and Jungle are next to blow up. This is what's happening right now, and I feel like I'm a professor, like telling you guys, my other professors, like, I don't know what's happening, but this is the research that I'm finding. I feel like whenever I call someone and we talk about Pokemon, I feel like we're specialized professors that specialize. I don't know if anyone else feels like that. I do. It makes me feel good. This is why I do this. This is why I love you guys. It's a great community. I fucking love you all. So moving on past that, we had a Moltres first edition PSA 10 from Fossil. Sold for $880. Yeah, these prices are all over the place. I don't know. I think that's very low, or a little low, for Moltres first edition PSA 10. Now moving on for that, we have a Typhlosion number 18 first edition PSA 9. That T18 from Neo Genesis, the one that is easier to find, it's easier to grade, not as good artwork in my opinion. The first edition PSA 9 got $448, nowhere near a record price point, but that's what it has. And again, just to reiterate, now we have a rule, generally, like what I've said, that the first edition PSA 10 will usually get 5 to 8 times what the 9 is worth. Now the Moltres first edition PSA 9, even at 150, 5 would be, so 750. But again, I think the first edition PSA 9 for Moltres is almost $200. But let's just say it's 150 for right now. 5 times that would be 750. So this Moltres first edition PSA 10 fits between the 5 and 8 times. 8 times 150 is $1,200. So definitely not at that higher end. And again, with that rule, we have a spectrum. And we have a broader spectrum where some cards will get 10 times what the 9 gets, and some PSA 10s will only get 3 times what the 9 gets. Now, having said that, I have gone into it a little bit. Now, 8s. PSA 8s will get about 40 to 60% of what the 9 gets. So if a 9 gets 100, the 8 will usually get $40 to $60. You could say half if you want to be, nice and neat about it. Now, the Snorlax are getting between $400 and $500, first edition PSA 9s, and the 8s are getting $346. Either this 8 was like the most pristine 8, and there's definitely a record price point, and the 8 is either incredibly overvalued, or because we haven't seen a Snorlax first edition PSA 10, which is probably minimum $2,000, in my opinion. I would say probably over 3. And the reason why I'm saying that is because in Gym Challenge, we have like Giovanni's Persian and Koga's Beedrill that were selling for a minimum of $3,000 now. And they have a little bit less than that. But that's also, a Gym Challenge set. That's my favorite set. But these are the OGs. Base set, Jungle, and Fossil. And, let's say the Snorlax first edition PSA 10 is $3,500. In order to get that price, the 9 would have to be $1,000 at max, but minimum it would be, so I think the 9 is probably due for a move, but there's so many of them. There's 410. So this is what I'm trying to figure out. Either this 8 was like just overvalued and the last 2 people were dick. Even still, the fact that 6 people are bidding 300 and above for this is incredible. So you could take out the top 3 bids, 316, which had 0 feedback, and then the other 2, let's say they didn't know what they're doing, they're dick measuring, whatever, 341, 346, take those out. You still have the top 3 bids of 301, 306, and 311. So the fact that this is getting such a high price when the 9s are only getting between 400 and 500, again, that there's 410 PSA 9s, less than half of those are 8s, like 191 8s. So there's not a lot of supply of the 8s, and the 9s could be, again, they might not be that many 9s because people might have regraded them over and over. Fact is, you have 68 PSA 10s. Probably not all of those are real 10s. Probably a couple of them is like, it should probably be a 9. But, my God. We're going to see some movement, I think, in Jungle and Fossil. Definitely Jungle, because that's what I'm seeing. But Fossil, too, is Lapras. I don't know. So, we'll see what happens, guys. This was an interesting episode. Interesting going over it with you. I love you all. I'll talk to you all later. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Please. All right, bye.